So today we gonna look at how to pass leadership and management. So welcome to this morning session, and the topic one of this leadership and management is mostly talking about the strategic. If you know about the strategic management, then this topic one is all about the strategic management, also the planning, talking about the planning, and that you must also note something about the governance. You must also note something about the governance, something about the governance, something about the governance. So what else also do you need to know about the question one of the leadership and management? The question one of the leadership and management is the school of thought might not be tested. The school of thought might not be tested, but also you need to know they will not test that. They will test the leadership and management, Yeah. And that question one carries 40 marks. Question one carries 40 marks. Question one carries 40 marks. And with that 40 marks, how prepared are you? How prepared are you with that 40 marks? That 40 marks. So looking for one question to at least we see how to answer that question. The critical limited, not this. Yes, there is this question for November 2016. So there is this question for November 2016. And the question is asking, Kila Kitu Petroleum Limited Company was KKPL was a major problem retailer which had earlier collapsed due to the poor strategy. So you can see due to poor strategy. So these questions, they cover the strategic. So due to the poor strategic implementation, that led to extreme financial distress. The company was formed in 1995. That was when the company was incorporated as a state-owned entity. Remember, we have types of entities, and one of the entities we have is the state-owned entity. And so we go ahead, and was privatized in 1992 through a flotation of shares at the Security Exchange. The company operated petroleum stations all over the Africa. KKPL commanded and market leadership between 1974 and 82 before it started implementing a grand expansion strategy that increased its petrol stations and ambitious automation program using the short-term source of fund. That we have been told a combination of poor economic performance, highest interest rates, adverse exchange rate, and internal governance problems led to the graduals. So that is the problem, because we have been told that a combination of poor economics performance, so that is a weakness, which we don't know. Examiner might ask us that weakness also. And also we have adverse exchange over poor governance, which led to the gradual dismissal of the giant petroleum company. So what caused this company to disappear is a giant or a poor governance. We have poor governance. So that is the thing also we need to look at. The poor governance. We continue. So in 1985, the KKPL closed down 15 perennial losses, making petroleum station in the region. The company also raised 3 billion through a right issue the same year. During this time, the directors sold many of the shares that had held at KKPL through the open market. The right issues and open market sales enable the directors to reduce their shareholding in the company from 20% to less than 7%. Soon after the right issue, board of directors declared the company insolvent. So it took the intervention of the government to come to the creditors, shareholders, or to rescue the creditors and shareholders. The government intervened through a bailout, which enabled the company to pay the suppliers their dues. The government also directed that the management of KKPL to develop a turnaround plan, maybe to rescue this company. And In the plant, the company pledged to live to its core value of integrity, transparency, accountability, commitment, and professionalism. A culpable officer who had brought the company to its debts but were to be punished. A number of directors were taken to court and new team management was appointed to lead the company out of the challenge it was facing. We continue. Josephine Mulwa did not last long as the CEO of KKPL as the company was yet again declared insolvent. So on the 12th of July 2016, she was outstayed by the board of directors over what the board termed as a gross misconduct and negligent in her performance of duties. Duties. So several other directors were also sacked and replaced. The board engaged a mechanism associate to carry out a forensic investigation of the company. So, and this is what the forensic audit found. So we have been told the forensic audit revealed that a cartel of a senior manager had formed a company that supplied KKL with a goods that it sold higher price than the market rates. So you can see how this cartel tried to pull down the original company and form the fake company. They supply to that fake company and sell at the high prices so that they can affect the main supplier. So they are not good. Then number two, which is the finding from this forensic investigation, is that the goods supplied by the cartel were of low quality. So you can see also that it was of low quality. This drove away customers leaving KK with goods that it could not sell, yet it had paid for them. So that is making the company to make a lot of loss. The company borrowed more money from the financial institution to pay suppliers who were ironically its staff members. We are doing the question for November 2016, question 1. We are doing the question for November 2016, question 1. Okay. So the money raised through the right issue could not be fully accounted for. So that is another weakness. There is a weak control system of accounting in this company because this money which they raised through right issue, they have not been accounted. They have not been accounted. So that is a weakness also. The top management manipulated the books of account to reflect the profit, yet the company was making losses. The management want to show to the public and also the board of directors that the company is making profit, but instead the company is not making profit. So these people really mess with this company. The company was operating under higher competitive environment where the key competitor were more aggressive and responsive to change in the market. So due to the high inflation rate, the weakening local currency against the international currency, the company was forced to review price of its product up, yet the demand for the product were declining. The demand of the product were declining. So it was evident that the KK to survive and the significant return to its shareholders, business process reengineering was inevitable, and to rethink it is the business model. So you can see from this finding, we are finding that this company was really it was not to survive. Based on what we have finding from the finding of the forensic investigation, this company was really going down. Now, what is the area of examiner in this question? Because we have read the question, we have seen the weakness of the company, we have seen the challenges which this company was facing. Now, we want to know what is the area of interest of the examiner. What is the area of interest of the examiner? So the area of interest of the examiner is, number one, or A, is that examine 5 corporate governance. Examine 5 corporate governance issues in the management of Kila Kitu Petroleum Limited. So what are these corporate governance issues? The corporate governance issues. So you must give the examiner the corporate governance issues. The corporate governance issues. So as my good listener, let me know what is the this corporate governance issue in your comments. So make sure that you leave a comment there. Leave a comment there so that we look at what is the weakness of the current company, or this KK company. So let me know your comment. 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 And also make sure that kindly subscribe to our channel so that you get more views. Not more views, or more update whenever we post a video or whenever we come live. We'll be able to at least get updated on what examiner really want to know. What examiner really want to know. So if you look at the sum of the solution of these, the strategic or the governance issue for this company is that we have the strategic planning issues. We have the strategic planning issues. What are these strategic planning issues? So we have, at the aspect of the governance is lacking at the KK, or the Kikalu Limited Petroleum Limited, CS. So Kikalu Limited Petroleum is lacking that the strategic planning. They don't have clear strategic planning. And it was evident that the company was running by the short-term plan, increasing the number of petroleum and ambitious automation program whose benefit was long-term, hence affecting the working capital. The working capital. You can go back to that statement. You can go back to that statement. And this statement, it is in that first paragraph. It is in that first paragraph. It is in that first paragraph where we have been told the leadership between 1994 and 1982, before it started implementing a grand expansion strategy that increased its petroleum station and an ambitious automation program using the short-term source of fund. You see, you have taken the short-term source of fund which you use to finance the daily operating of the company, or which make the company to operate on daily basis. But now you are funding the project which is for long-term basis. What could happen? There could be a problem of liquidity in the company. There will be no cash to run the company. And if there is no cash to run the company, what could be the effect? You are not going to pay the employees on time. So if you don't pay employees on time, they will start frauding the company. They will start frauding the company so that they can get their shares immediately. And it is evident in this scenario that from the finding of the forensic audit, the directors of the company started opening their own companies and supplying the same product of the company. So you can see that effect. So make sure that you have enough cash flow to run the company so that you don't fall under or fall for many problems. So that is the one issue, the strategic planning. The company makes the short term and the long term. And the long term, let me get a cup of water. talking without water is something that has to be yes, so that we clear our throat. Okay, great. So the second issue is the risk management issue. That is the second risk, is the risk management issue. We have been told these corporate governance issues arise the company's failure to implement a proper enterprise risk management framework to protect the company's resources from the effect of high interest, adverse exchange, and the economic cycle. So this company has not planned itself to tackle the future economics effect, like that is an inflation, high inflation rates, which once the inflation is high, what will happen to the price of the company? So obviously the price of the product of the company will also affect it. So there must be, this company should form a risk management team so that they can set out or settle out these issues. But we can see there's no any action to which this company took to undertake or to mitigate that risk of the high interest rate and the diverse exchange rate, because those diverse exchange rate will lead the company to make losses because of what? There will be high foreign exchange loss. And if there's high foreign exchange loss, automatically the company will be making a lot of losses. So the third issue of the corporate issue in this KKPL is that we have internal control and the management issue. So there is a weak internal control and the management issue. So where was that evident? So it means that in the aspect of the KPL, the managers borrowed more money from the financial institutions to pay suppliers. So we are paying suppliers from the what? The other source of fund, which is coming from the bank or the financial institution. So the suppliers' goods were also sold at the higher prices than the market price. So they were inflating the prices of the product. And this is lack of quality control as evident in the supply of low quality goods, which drove away the customers. So there is totally lack of internal control and management issue of this company. Remember, if you want good internal control to be implemented in the company, first you start with that top management. So push, if you are the owner of the company, push that the owners of the management, the top management, them to adapt that internal control first. So once they adapt that internal control first, push them to the junior level employees. So don't start from the junior employees going up, because these people who are on the top rank are the ones which will disrupt that internal control, or even they will resist that internal control. So make sure that you are implementing from the top, from those people. Let them implement a good internal control, those managers. And then the managers now, they can push downward. But don't start from downward going upward. It will not work. It will not work. They will start fighting you. They will start fighting you. And they can start fighting you in many ways. In many ways. So you never know. So make sure that you know how to deal with employees. You know how to deal with employees if you are the owner of the company or you are the CEO of the company. And then another issue, we have accountability issue. We have accountability issue. So it was evident that most of the borrowed money from this financial institution was not being accounted for. So that shows that this company has a problem of accountability. There is no accountability. And if there is no accountability, it will be very, very challenge for a company to solve a problem, because who will be answerable to that problem? So everybody say, me, I don't know. Me, I don't know. So you will find that you will not make a conclusive decision because of what? You don't know who you will address directly. Because from this painting, we are being told that the money raised through the right issue, the money raised through the right issue could not be fully accounted for. So that shows that there is what? Lack of what? Accountability. There's lack of accountability. And then the last issue is the transparency. The last issue is the transparency problem. So in the transparency, we have been told that the lack of aspect of corporate governance is evident in the insider dealing and the conflict of interest, where KKPL staff were the suppliers of the company. Yes. So employees was the suppliers of the company. What could happen if the employees are the suppliers of the company? Let me know that one in the comment section. So this is very, 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 very sad because it will ruin our dreams of having a company, having a profitable company, having a company that can serve the CSR, social corporate responsibility. But now, as the owners of the company, as the shareholders of the company, if we don't get the right staff, we don't get the right employees, they will ruin our dreams. You can imagine someone supplying goods and yet is the employee is in the payroll, and at the same time you are paying that invoice. It feels so pain because that guy, he knows what is happening in the inside the company, and he will supply you with the goods of high prices. What could happen if that guy supply you with the goods or raw material with high prices? Your cost of production will be also high. And once the cost of production is high, automatically you will be selling at high prices for you to recover that cost. And if you sell at the high prices and you are in a competitive market, we have been told this company is in the competitive market, the customers will run away. For the cheaper prices. So this is something which is more sensitive. It is something that which is more sensitive, and it needs to be addressed. So we will continue next, the next session with the second issues of this company. This company is good. It opened mind in terms of the management, So kindly let me know in the comment section, what is your view? How do you see the management, the issues of this company? And so let's engage each other in the comment section. And